afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Mindset Coach.
And I am Sandra Priestley, Business and Branding Coach. Hello, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. How are you?
I am doing well. Today, I am drinking Gewürztraminer wine.
Oh, yum.
I really love it. I feel like it is my favorite, no matter what brand, no matter what winery. I always love it.
I love ours from Seven Creeks, but that is not a freezing temperature wine for me. So when it's cold out, I need a red, but I do love a Gewürztraminer, but we haven't been drinking much wine lately.
You've been into the whiskey.
Been getting into the whiskey. And it's interesting because we have shipments from different places. And then we had Logan's party and Mona's mom brought us like 6 bottles of wine that no one touched. And so my wine rack is so full. So I pulled out a Grape Creek and I was looking for Prosperity.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have Prosperity, but I had this and I've never tasted it. It is called Right Bank.
Oh.
And it's just a red wine, like just a red wine. So I have no idea if it's sweet, but Right Bank, I don't know. It felt Prosperity-ish to me.
It looks very pretty. The bottle is very pretty.
Wow, it's really good.
Oh.
It's like the perfect blend, not too sweet.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So cheers.
Yeah.
So we are like in apocalypse or snowpocalypse, whatever right now. Because Texas doesn't know how to do ice. and truthfully, it's ice on the road.
Wow.
So there's a lot shut down. So we're having some work from home days.
Nice. I love work from home days. Well, every day is a work from home day for me now, but previous, and when my kids were in school and they had no school days, it was just so fun.
Well, Lily had to go in. Don't get me started on that, but whatever. She went in. She's dedicated. She risked her life and her car and all the stuff to get to Kendra Scott.
Right.
But she made it there safe. They saw 4 customers today.
Oh, so worth it. Hashtag
totally worth it. Like,
yep.
Looking at profit and loss, I would just be going, how much did you waste on payroll that you could have just said no?
Right.
But whatever, not my business. But she got there safe. She got home safe. All is well. She'll be off tomorrow. So yeah, so we'll have another snow day tomorrow, but ice day. So we're really like inside. We're not playing because there's nothing to throw.
Wow.
Yeah, Easton was so excited. Last night he's like, Julie, we can have a snowball fight. Now, how an almost 3-year-old knows what a snowball fight is, not quite sure. But that child knows things. But he wanted a snowball fight. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's just ice. So who knows? Maybe we'll luck out.
Does it ever snow in Texas? Just ice storms?
No, it will snow sometimes. And in 2021, right before like the big week-long shutdown happened, we had a beautiful, beautiful snow day. And it looked like a snow globe outside.
Oh, yeah.
So it snowed like these big, fluffy
flakes.
Snowflakes. Thank you. I was like, what are those called? And we just left it. We didn't go outside. We just watched it for hours. And then once it really accumulated, we got all bundled up and went out there and built snowmen and walked around the neighborhood, and it was amazing. And then we came in, and I think I had made some gumbo or something warm. Yeah. And we warmed up and put in a movie, went to bed, and got up the next morning. Everything was melted. The sun was out. And it's like, oh, this is the way I like snow. Like,
I was going to say, even now, I mean, we have we usually have snow from sometime in October into
Mm.
it starts going away in April. So, I mean, that is a lot of cold, snowy days. And right now the snow banks are up to my shoulders and I'm 5'10". And but even still, I mean, they lose their luster sometimes when it's -40, but I still love to watch it fall. Like I
Mm.
still love, especially when there are large flakes like that and the snow
Yes.
just like it's not a blizzard, but they're just like falling so pretty.
Mhm.
Just looks like it's so nice.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
But it would be better if it melted the next day, I gotta
Oh,
say.
it was perfect because we got to play, got to do all the snow stuff. And then it was like, okay, back to normal.
Right.
But then a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, is when everything, like we didn't leave the house for a week. We had no water.
Wow.
We had to go shovel snow to bring it in and put it in the guest bathroom to melt. And then we would boil it so that we could like sort of bathe with it. And I
Wow.
remember I was like, honey, I've got to wash my hair. My hair is so gross.
Yeah.
And he said, I have enough water for you to wash your hair, but I don't have enough water for you to use conditioner. And I was like, I don't care. I just need clean hair. But
Wow.
um, but yes, so we learn, we adapt. But yeah, I don't want to live like that. And I guess if it was like that from October to April, we would have things in place to
Yeah, we
keep
figured it
things
out.
moving.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
just aren't equipped because it's
Not
like
much
once a
stops
year.
yeah, not much stops us up here.
Yeah,
Like
way of life.
Right.
So I wanted to tell you, I one of the things I did today, I was in a training call, and I won't mention a company name, but we were discussing weight loss, and we were talking about maintenance. And so immediately when the call starts, the first thing that the lady says is, okay, when they get to maintenance, what do you ask them about? What are they excited about? What are they going to create? What are they going to do with their new life?
Mhm.
And if you remember last time I was in, it was a different call, but same thing. I got quiet and I didn't go, why aren't you telling them to start this when they start? Like, why do
Mhm.
they have to get here to suddenly be worthy to now? What do you want to create? Why aren't they creating it the whole time?
Right.
And so I'm sitting there going, I don't need to be quiet. I don't need to be quiet. And no one would speak. Everyone's just looking. So I unmuted myself and I'm like, I have something to say. And I'm like, I start working on that as soon as they start.
Right.
Because if they don't master that before they get to their goal, they're in this new body and they don't know what to do. So they go back to what they know.
Yeah.
I said, I think it's important that we stop making that number some magical number and start telling them they can create anything they want right now. And the habits and the hobbies that they start now are what they're going to continue
Right.
throughout. And
Mhm.
that's where the magic is. And I think I was a little too passionate because the lady leading the class is like, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's great. Anyone else?
Please, please, someone else back me up. Anyone else want to talk? Yeah.
And I really thought this is going to be a great topic, that this is going to be something that we all can recognize. Because I mean, I've been doing this since 2010.
Mhm.
I've seen the patterns. And if they get there without a mindset shift, without new habits, without new hobbies, without a passion, they go back to the
Mhm.
same thing they were doing before because they think, oh, I don't know what this feeling is right here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this body.
Right.
I don't know how to maintain this, but I know that that's safe and comfortable. This is big and scary.
Well, and also, I mean, side note, I know you have more to say, I'm sure, but side note, my thought is that if it's all about accessing a number and being happy when you get that number, if you fail, you're still fucking miserable.
Mm.
I mean, like if you fall down, if there's something, like I was telling you how my hands are now feeling,
Yes.
they're not aching when I'm waking up in the morning. They're not sort of swollen or inflamed when I wake up in the morning anymore. And every single morning I wake up and I go, my hands are so great.
Yeah.
And just recognizing those little things and really choosing to be happy in the process and choosing to change your life in the process despite the scale, then even if, you know, I'm really trying to focus on, even if the scale doesn't move, I'm still focusing on the little bits of me that are changing that I love.
Yes.
But if it's all about what are you going to do when you hit this goal? And then it takes forever for you to hit that goal. You haven't transformed and you haven't really had any fun and any changes with yourself.
No, because
Then
you're waiting to get there. I don't deserve it
exactly.
until I get there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I know, but it's the truth, right? Like it's so much is, it just feels like failure until you get to that point. And will you get to that point if you're only doing punishment, 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 punishment?
Right.
I'm enough until I'm at this weight.
Yeah.
It's such a good point, and it's so you. It's so
Mm-hmm.
everything that I think you exude is that point. Like it's who you are to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's who I try to be to my clients and my patients,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't matter what we're using as an excuse to not show up and live our life.
Right.
It's time to recognize, what is it?
Yeah.
Because it's just an excuse, because it does not matter where we are or how
Mm-hmm.
close we are to some goal.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not living and making the most of this moment, what's
Right.
going to be different when we get there?
Well, and it's the same in business.
And it's
Because I
everything.
always say it's not about the goal, it's about the journey to get there.
Yeah.
It, it is not, because if you have this goal of I'm going to have $1 million business and you're a miserable bitch the whole entire way until you get there, and then you get $1 million and you think, wow, I've made it, you're still a miserable bitch.
Yeah.
You still, like, you know,
Yeah.
you haven't learned any lessons. You've just been like, you know,
But
gritting,
you
grinding
didn't,
along until you get it, but you didn't experience it. You didn't enjoy.
yes, you didn't experience the journey,
Right.
because that's part of it. We forget that. We think when I get there, it's going to be fun. No, enjoy getting there.
Exactly.
It's the road trips, it's the vacations. It doesn't start when you land there
Right.
or arrive. It starts when you leave your house. What are you going to create along the way?
Exactly.
And why wait till you get there to have fun?
Well, and I think it gives people hope as well with you as their coach, because it allows them to step into a better version, a better mindset now.
Now. Mm-hmm.
Like it's this idea of like, I could have bliss now, I could have peace now, I could have happiness now, I could have everything that I want right now
Mm-hmm.
with the flick of a switch of my mindset. Right.
Yeah.
Not that it's easy, because man, we've talked about it. I'm like
Oh,
trying to constantly catch myself and flip the script that I've got in my mind or regulate my nervous system. But at the same time, if I just spend all of my time trying to get to a certain weight, I'm missing the whole point.
yeah. And so much
I'm
along the way.
Yeah.
But more interesting than the response that I got from the group, which was It was like,
Dropped. What did she just say?
was my response internally, like the looks on faces, and then just the dismissive, oh, that's a good point. Anybody else got anything? Like moment.
Right.
It was like, oh, I've said something wrong. It was like a child response. Like, and it was so interesting because I could see it and I could feel like, huh, what's this about? But it was like, Leigh, you're being too big. You need to be smaller. You can't show up like this here in this setting. Which, what a there's a perfect setting to set up in, because everyone in there, that needs to be a topic of discussion. I mean, it's not going to be, but it should be.
And I think it's such a good recognition, because the response that you had it's an automatic response.
Oh, it was a very physical response. Like,
it's not the 50-year-old Leigh response. It's
almost
not
51 now.
right. But it's exactly what you believe. You would stand behind it. You would stand on stage and say it. You do stand on stage and say it in a different audience. Man, that flies. We know it does. You get accolades all the time for the stuff that you say.
Yeah.
And saying that exact same thing, you have people just, saying how amazing your speech was.
Right.
In that different room. So it's like all about who you are. So you stand up, you say it's amazing, you don't get the response, and your response is little Leigh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inner
But it was almost as though I said something wrong. And so I retreat and let's mute myself and listen. And then I'm replaying and thinking. And I was like, you just shrunk yourself. This is not your place. These are not your people. There's nothing wrong with these people.
No, but they're not in the same mindset as you.
Correct.
They're just not in the same place, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Interesting though. So then the question that I have is, did you have the idea of like, I should unmute myself and talk again? Because I would.
No, in fact, there was a time that I could have just gone off on another tangent. And she was like, does anyone have anything to say? And I was like, y'all don't give two shits what I have to say. I'm not sharing my magic with you.
Wow. Yeah.
But it was more a place of, I'm not putting myself out there with this group.
Right.
Again.
Right.
Which is silly, because what I should have done is unmute and kept talking. That's what I should have done.
Step into your badass.
I missed an opportunity today.
Yeah. But did you? Because wow, did you ever learn a lot about yourself?
Oh, I learned a whole lot. Because it really made me start digging into the why. What did you feel when this happened? When was the first time you felt that kind of, and it brought up some stuff, and it was like, oh, I remember. So,
well, and did I don't know. I love that about us. And I love that about when people, like anyone that I work with, are usually people that like embrace this idea of like, that's an interesting response. Why did I do that? That's not like myself. Let me dig in and think. What can I learn? Where's the gift? Right.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling you this story after the podcast, after we finished recording. I don't remember if I talked about my tattoo quote that I always say. I didn't say it.
Oh, you didn't say it on. You said it after.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you this thing that happened to me. So I have for years, I mean, I worked in a prison. I was parole officer in a prison. And some of the inmates would come in and I'd be like, oh, tattoo on the face. Like, seriously, you got to overthink that. Were you drunk? Were you high? What did you do there? This is not the time to just go in and get a tiger right on your nose or something, you know, like this is like, these are things you overthink, buddy. And so I've like thought this for years. I mean, I left parole in 2008. So this is, I've been doing this for years. I've been thinking this for years. I've been saying this for years. Like, if it's a tattoo on your face, you got to overthink it. And then when I started business coaching, I started catching myself overthinking posts or catching my clients overthinking posts. And I would say to them all the time on video or, you know, like on lives that I was doing, business is not a tattoo on your face. Like, you can change. Your bio is not a tattoo on your face. I will change it, mine, every single day to prove to you no one gives a fuck what is on my bio. I can say that I'm a porcupine one day. I can say that I'm a business coach the next. It really doesn't matter. No one cares. You can change it. You can delete a post. You can write a post, second guess it, delete it if you want. You can start a course. You can cancel it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not a tattoo on your face.
Right.
So,
which is, by the way, one of the favorite things that you say of mine.
Oh,
because it puts everything in perspective, but carry on.
Does, like, everything, really.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden one day, I see a past coach of mine online talking about how she created this course. By the way, the course is similar to mine. And how she created this course. And she said, you know, I had to think, like, this is going to be a year-long course. This is like a tattoo. And I'm thinking, that's weird. That seems to be something that's like my tattoo on the face thing. And so I'm watching her, and I felt this, like, oh wait, like instinctual. I'm like, this is not good. I saw another post that she had written and talked about this tattoo, and I'm like, okay, well, she didn't say tattoo on the face, Sandra, you know, and it's like universe or God is saying to me, oh, hang on, you're not getting it. So I see that it was a 365-day course. And she said, I am tattoo on the face committed. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. She took it from me. It's mine. I know. And so I really went through this interesting process. And today, again, now it's in her branding. Now it's in everything. She's got tattoo on the face. I was tattoo on the face committed. And I really went through this. She stole this from me. This isn't fair. And then, you know, opposite to that, it was, I didn't trademark it. I don't have a patent on that term. I really can't say anything. And I started really thinking, why is this affecting me? How is this affecting me? Where is this taking me? What am I learning from this? Where is the gift? And people who were recognizing that she was doing this were saying, aren't you going to reach out? Aren't you going to reply to that email that she just got? Aren't you going to comment on the post? Aren't you going to reach out to her and say, what are you doing? I paid you. I told you this term in our coaching agreement, and now you're using it. And I thought about it for a while, and I thought, no, she can have it. Because I know it's mine. And the gift is, I know she's made more than $1 million. And she's using my stuff. Move your ass, Priestley. You've got this. Like, it was really this moment of empowerment when I worked through it. I needed a moment. I needed
for sure. For sure.
I was like, hey, wait, this sucks. But when I came through it, it was really this, like, beautiful moment of, interesting that my brain would go there. Interesting that my body would feel that. Interesting. My mind would go, she's going to make money off of my stuff. This isn't fair. And then really, when I could sit back and let the ego go and my prior conditioning go, I could go, wait a minute. Step into your power.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You've got people who are making $1 million a month
that want your stuff.
They're stealing my stuff. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was
but I
I
think
mean,
you present it better.
I, well, this is the thing. I mean, anyone can steal someone else's stuff, but it's still going to be in my energy. It's my story. I mean, I've had it for years and years.
Yeah.
So she can try to steal it. She's not going to pull off me better than me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No
So
one can do that.
no one can do
And
that.
we all need to keep that in mind.
And I also did think to myself, wrong crowd, get out of this crowd.
Ah.
Same as you did, like how you thought, oh, I'm not in the right room. It's
Mhm.
like I'm not in the right room. If you don't belong, sometimes it's better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better when you feel like you don't belong because it's like, oh, this isn't my group of people.
Mm-hmm.
I can choose a different group.
Correct. And I wasn't wrong. They
No,
weren't wrong.
yeah,
We're just not a match.
exactly. I had a coaching call on I was working on Sunday actually, and it was the same conversation. And it was like, because this person was really stuck in, but I feel like I'm right, and arguing with these people constantly. And it was like, it was a young guy, and he was saying, but like, it's so frustrating to be in this era of everyone has an opinion. And I said, but you know what's great about it is that everyone has an opinion, and two opposing opinions are both right and both wrong at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if we're just both right and both wrong at the same
Right.
time? What if no one is right and no one is wrong? You know what I mean? Like, everyone just has their opinion, and their opinion is based on all of their experiences and all of their beliefs and like
Well,
the core
and they're filters.
and their filters. Yeah.
Like our country right now is very, very polarized.
Right.
And when I look at, because there is one right and one truth, and period. But then
Mm-hmm.
you start looking at people that you respect that have different opinions than you
Right.
and different beliefs. So do you put them in the, discard pile, or do you go, well, what am I missing?
Mm-hmm.
Because I respect this person, yet I feel like we're on polar opposites right now. We're in
Exactly.
different camps.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start looking from another person's perspective on what they learn, how they learn, what they've experienced, what they've been taught growing up, and then you have to apply all of that to you too,
True.
to look at, well, why are you looking at it this way? And then you find that common ground,
Mm-hmm. So true. So true. And I said it's really, it is like religion, or it is like politics, or it is like we can have two different opinions
Mm-hmm.
based on all of our experiences and our beliefs and our skills and the things that have happened to us, and
Mm-hmm.
the agreements that we've made. And just because one person happens to be Catholic and the other person happens to be Buddhist, neither is wrong to each other, and they're both right to each other, or like
Mm-hmm.
to themselves, right?
Yes, that's their
It's true
connection.
for them. It's true for them. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But some days it takes some time to get there.
Oh no, 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 no. It's an art,
It is.
especially when it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's not world stuff, when it's me and you, or that where you're connected and it is personal between the two of you,
Yeah,
that takes a little more effort
absolutely. To
and
work it.
focus, because it's easy to get caught up in, fuck, I'm right. How dare she do this?
Exactly.
And
Yeah, very much so. And I think because we're trying to defend our position
yeah, because we're right.
to ourselves that we're right, even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
This was so deep, but look
It
at how much
was super deep.
this week. Like, it's exciting.
I know.
Everyone thinks, I love people that think this deeply and like
Mm-hmm.
really analyze. That's interesting. Even just seeing, wow, as an observer of my reaction, that's
Oh,
interesting. Instead of judging ourselves for it, or
just
really feeling,
observing.
oh my gosh, I was wrong. Why did I speak? Instead of observing and thinking, I reacted that way. Why did I react that way? Where's the gift?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes so much more empowering.
The things we learn. Okay. So next time you see me, I will be 51 years old.
So exciting.
And we are not having a podcast on my birthday.
Okay.
Like we did on yours.
I know.
Just
it was fun though.
The stars lined that week. But thank you, Sandra. I enjoyed this. Have a great week. And thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour.